Blackbeard makes his grand return, and guess what? He's stealing devil fruit powers again. And believe it or not, the Beast Pirates have a king and a queen, but not in the way that you were expecting. Okay, hype levels through the fucking roof for this chapter of One Piece. There are some big things going on here, so let's just go ahead and start from the beginning. First, we don't even go back to the Wano Kingdom. We immediately open up with a really crazy scene of Perona and Dracule Mihawk. This is where we get to learn that Gecko Moria is on the attack, and he's going after Blackbeard and his crew, desperately trying to find his crewmates, in particular Absalom. But running into Blackbeard's crew is going to mean one of two things. You're either going to get killed, or you're going to have your devil fruit power stolen. And this scene did a great job of showing yet again the evolution of the Blackbeard pirates. Starting out as relatively normal characters, but at this point, they're becoming stronger, and they're stealing the devil fruit powers of everyone. The scene is incredibly effective as one, it was just kind of nostalgic to actually see the return of Gecko Moria, a character who is incredibly crazy just for how he looks, but I love that we even got to see the return of Absalom, who was a really goofy character for when he appeared, and he also had the very unique devil fruit of being able to turn invisible. However, we learn in this chapter that his powers have actually been stolen by none other than Shiryu of the Rain, the resident swordsman of the Blackbeard pirates. And let me just go ahead and say that I've always thought that Shiryu was pretty cool, but this is without a shadow of a doubt the coolest moment from his character, as he's able to attack Gecko Moria completely invisible and doing it in such a badass way. But he's not alone. We get to see that the female member of the Blackbeard pirates, Katarina Devon, also has a really unique devil fruit power. She actually is able to transform into other people. In fact, she's the one who transforms into Absalom in this chapter, which is how they're able to trick Gecko Moria. They actually claim that Absalom is dead, so for all 5 Absalom fans, I'm very sorry, the invisible jaguar dude is gone. What is really awesome, though, is not only can Katarina actually transform into people, but she also apparently is the 9-tailed fox. She has some sort of devil fruit power, which I believe they call the dog fruit, the 9 tails version. And you get to see a scene of her flipping around in the air, but only for one small panel, and she clearly has 9 tails and is like some sort of like half fox, half human-like character, which sort of fits her really weird, foxy-looking, creepy face. Really, it's just great to see more of the Blackbeard pirates in action. I especially love that every single time we see Blackbeard, he always starts to look more like a stereotypical pirate. Like, he is looking like a Disneyfied, Pirates of the Caribbean looking fucker, and it's just so fun to see him just like reveling in this massive joy that's going on with his crew getting stronger, stealing powerful devil fruits, and even letting us know that a lot of crazy things have been going on with Reverie. We haven't really followed up on everything that's been going on there, but apparently there's like been a big war involving Kuma and Sabo, and all these crazy battles are going on, and we don't even get to learn any more about it. Basically, the first half of this chapter is just teasing you the entire time, and what a fucking awesome tease it is. Blackbeard is not taking shit from anyone, even a former member of the Shichibukai. That's not going down. Gecko Moria is probably going to lose his ability, and I wonder who it's going to go to on Blackbeard's crew. That's just the first half of the chapter. The second half, we finally do go back to the Wano Kingdom, which is basically just sort of a straight introduction again to the character of Ashura, Shuten Maru, who is this former samurai of the kingdom, and they're desperately trying to get him to join their group so that they can save Luffy, take down Orochi, and Kaido. They do imply again that this Ashura character is very powerful. We've already seen that with his ability to actually physically hurt Jack, but actually seeing him here battling against Inuarashi was pretty effective. But again, he seems to have no allegiance to them. He doesn't want to fight for the entire Kozuki family. He had an allegiance to Odin, but not necessarily his entire lineage. I'm not sure why this guy is being such a hard ass, but really it's only a matter of time before he becomes an official member of this attack group. But wait, there's more. There's the introduction of even more new characters, and they're characters who are sort of like on the same level as Jack, his other fellow members of the Beast Pirates, the All-Stars, these 2 brand new characters who go by the name of King and Queen. And yep, you look at them once and you're like, yep, those are definitely One Piece characters, but they're very unique, especially King in particular, who might have one of the most let me just say this, I say this all the damn time, but just most badass looking design. I love that he's wearing like all black, he's got this crazy spiky mask on, and seems to have these like giant black angel wings. Just everything about his character just screams awesome. As for Queen, I don't really know what to make of his ability, aside from the fact that he's just a really big dude. What we can know is that since these guys are sort of allied with Jack and sort of like considered his, other fellow members of this all-star group, they're probably pretty freaking powerful. But it's a great tease to those characters and just one of the many great moments in this chapter right here as we're finally reaching the second major part of the Wano Kingdom arc. What's the rundown on this episode? This chapter was so damned exciting. Even when they don't follow up on certain events like Reverie and what's actually happening now with the Blackbeard Pirates and Gecko Moria, even all the stuff at the beginning with Dracula Mihawk and Perona, like all that stuff doesn't really have any like solid resolution to it, but it gets you so hyped while you're reading it, especially for people who's been following the series for such a long time. It's always a big deal when Blackbeard shows up. I mean, it's still very obvious that they're building him up to be like the major big bad villain of the series. That person might actually end up being the true ruler of the world government, but seeing Blackbeard's evolution has been one of my favorite things from the entire series. The first time we saw him, he was just a drunk asshole eating pie on the docks. Now look at him. He's covered in all of this amazing pirate swag. He's got gold, he's got crew members, he's stealing devil fruit powers. This guy is working his way up in the world. He's officially one of the freaking warlords here. He's a fucking emperor, and watching his evolution has just been awesome. His battles against Gecko Moria and his zombie army and all the wacky members of Blackbeard's crew, just such a visually stunning thing to look at. This chapter's worth reading if only to see all of these amazing panels. I've already commented on the badassery of Shiryu, and I think that was one of my favorite scenes, just seeing him attack and be invisible. But I'm glad that we finally got to see Katarina Devon actually doing something, and the tease of the fact that she's going to be a nine-tailed fox. I just can't wait to see more of that in action and to see how the other members of his crew have actually evolved. I noticed that they steered away from some of the ones we saw earlier in the series, but I think it was important to sort of build up some of these new members. Considering they've barely had any screen time at all, getting to finally eventually see them in action I think is going to be one of the biggest and coolest parts of the entire part of the One Piece series. Everything involving Blackbeard, loved it in this one. All the stuff with Dracula, Mihawk, and Perona at the beginning, I'm not sure what to take from it quite yet, but seeing these two characters contrast and play off of each other has always been really fun, and it continues to be that in this chapter. Ashura is almost certainly going to be joining the group, despite the fact that he is very headstrong. It's only a matter of time before he's influenced by someone from that side of the crew. But King and Queen, they're, I think, one of the most exciting things about this chapter, because one, it's always great to see new characters introduced, especially those who have really big titles and are associated with big villains from the series. And considering how crazy Jack was, these guys have got to be even nuttier. I've already said it before, but King's design, just wow. One of the coolest looking characters that I've actually seen from the series. So I loved this chapter. I'm really pumped up even more. I'm kind of glad that they're taking time to get out of the Wano Kingdom and show us these other events. We're probably going to stick on the Wano Kingdom stuff a little longer from here on, but it was a pleasant surprise to get all of those great things in this chapter right here. The Blackbeard crew is truly becoming formidable, and I can't wait to see more of their intense evolution as they basically become the evil version of the Straw Hat Pirates. I am going to give this chapter a 5 out of 5. I absolutely loved it, and you definitely need to check it out. If any of you guys had a chance to read it, tell me what you thought about it in the comments section below. The whole Blackbeard versus Gecko Moria scene, tell me all about that. What do you hope to see from King and Queen and the rest of the Wano Kingdom arc? Let's get a discussion going, guys. I'll see you all next time, and as always, stay down there, baby.